What's shaking, people? Back with another reaction, back with more A Flock of Seagulls. And once again, shout out to Han Solo when he mentioned that he was going to put the first two A Flock of Seagulls albums in a sort of folder that I've been given access to. I was very, very excited, and I told him so. Again, I have a lot of 80s music. I have all of Depeche Mode's albums. I've, in recent times, gotten pretty much all of Duran's albums. There's a couple remaining. But yeah, basically I've been beefing up on my already significant musical collection, specifically with synthpop in recent times. But it is very nice that, I'm not made of money, as they say, and so it is nice that while I'm still waiting to get some albums and to start buying the releases of some groups that I'm just exploring, it's nice that I'm able to react to the music already. So once again, shout out to Han Solo. But yeah, we're going to go back to the first tune on A Flock of Seagulls' debut album, 1982. And the song is called, amusingly, make sure I have this right, Modern Love is Automatic, which I do enjoy. Now, I mentioned before, when I'm listening or about to react to a song I've never heard before, or at least as far as I know, I've never heard before, I'd like to take a minute or two just to think about the title and at least potential themes it might suggest, possible avenues of interpretation. It's just a way to get my brain working, to start thinking about concepts and themes, so that if I do hear a lyric that sort of fits in with one of the ideas that I was already thinking, it's like my brain is already sort of ready to receive it, rather than having to sort of analyze it in the moment and maybe miss some of the next lines, or miss a cool sonic element. So yeah, what is it? It's modern love is automatic. Yeah, it's a funny phrase. I suppose my initial reaction to it is such that it might be drawing a distinction between sort of, let's say, more natural and organic is not really the right word, but sort of naturally occurring and, for lack of a better word, traditional or organic human love, in the way that it comes to be, the way that it is manifested or expressed between people, and perhaps love in a more modern, digital, sort of interconnected society, in which people's personal details are much more public and accessible than they were in the past, or perhaps the way that love in times where people are using dating sites, or other trappings of romance and the pursuit of a companion or partner that were perhaps not relevant to earlier generations. Perhaps we're drawing a distinction there, and maybe, if that's the case, suggesting that one is more authentic, whereas one is more guaranteed, but perhaps more plastic, superficial, less meaningful. So yeah, saying something that is automatic is interesting to me, in the sense that modern love is automatic would seem to suggest that there's no effort or grind or experience that one has to go to attain it. You can simply perhaps buy it. Perhaps it's a commentary on sort of the quantification and commodification of romance and or sex. So I don't know, again, it's an interesting phrase, one that we'll have to see. And as I mentioned in a previous reaction, when I reacted to their hit, I Ran So Far Away, when I do reactions to tunes that I haven't heard before, and I do these speculations, again, it's not definitive, it's not authoritative, and it's certainly not predicting necessarily what will be in the lyrics. It's just a way to try to think about themes. So anyway, let's get to it. This is A Flock of Seagulls from their self-titled debut album, 1982, and it's called Modern Love is Automatic. Sort of Deathwind. Interesting to start an album this way. Austere, dramatic, almost like cinematic. Ominous, foreboding. Listen to that. He is up there with that thing. sort of like a synth rock post-punk feel. This is awesome and not what I necessarily would have expected. Better by now. It's like there's guitar, but I think there's like synth, kind of like a pad synth, like underneath everything. Gotta keep it hidden. I love the bass. Very atmospheric tune. And that guitar work is like, it demands your attention. Hey. The automatic refrain almost sounds like... Is that it? That's it. No, that's fantastic. But yeah, that's interesting. I was gonna say the automatic refrain almost reminded me like of the B-52s. Now the song itself felt, way more, let's say, serious and like sort of driven or focused than some B-52 songs, which are basically insanity in musical form. Which, to be clear, I don't mean insults in any direction, either through the comparison or by making that remark. But I do, it felt like those vocals were like, sort of like edgy, like in a different way. But yeah, bottom line, I love the atmosphere. The guitar is just remarkable. And there was a moment where I was wondering, like, are there effects on the guitar? But I feel like it was more like that pad synth that was like layered under the guitar work. It's sort of like the two layers kind of resonated with each other, and they sort of like enhanced each other through that interplay. So yeah, sonically it was a really cool tune. Lyrically, I got to listen to it some more. There were some lines that eluded me, which again, I do like live reactions in the moment, and I really try not to pause tunes because I don't know, it's like I feel like sometimes it sort of kills the momentum, and then sometimes like I don't remember to like back it up, and then it's like I can sort of not hear something because it was in that transition. But yeah, bottom line, I do give these songs, after I do a first time reaction, they proper listens with headphones on and so on. So yeah, I'm going to listen to that some more, see if I can pick up some lines, but please do let me know if you got some insight on some of the themes at play. And yeah, very cool. Like I was feeling at the beginning, and I mentioned this when I reacted to Iran, So Far Away. That tune felt a little bit like it had sort of a synth pop, kind of late 70s or rather early 80s post-punk feel. This one even more so. This one felt even a bit more gritty, and that intro was insane. Like that's a really sort of stark, austere, and dramatic way to start a record, especially your debut record. So I respect the audacity of that compositional choice. So yeah, big ups to A Flock of Seagulls. Do let me know what you think of the song. I will see you next time. Peace.